What's up, kidlets? It's Cripple and Crunch back again with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about a YouTuber who is near and dear to my heart. His name is Crapgamerreviews. Now, before you go, Cripple and Crunch, you uncreative fuck, what are you doing making a video about this guy when like 42 other commentary YouTubers have? And to that I say,
shut the fuck up.
Nah, but in all seriousness, these clicks sustain me and keep my ego going through these very hard and trying times in the 5th most livable country on earth. Good old-fashioned Australia. Moving on, I thought we'd have a chat about a video today by Crapgamerreviews called Huge PS5 News Takes Everything Away from Microsoft. Xbox fans are outraged by Sony. So, full-on spoiler alert here, and cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. The video title has nothing to do with the actual video. Just like as Griffin Gaming said, Kim Josh-un has said, and the 40 million other people on the platform that have talked about this guy have said, he is a master of clickbait. Although if we look at his social blade, we can quite clearly see that this charade, this genius charade that he had, isn't quite working anymore, guys. Although I really shouldn't talk because I'm pretty sure my grade on social blade is like C- at best.
Victory!
Anyway, without any further ado, I think we should just get into the video. I think that was unironically the longest please subscribe to my channel like graphic I've ever seen.
You know, for many years, I think starting back in 2006, 2007, and went for many years. I mean, I had a gaming clan, and
it's really sad to think that this guy's version of going to Europe and fighting the Nazis was some gaming clan he had back in the mid-2000s.
We played, oh man, a ton of games, but the first game that we really started playing as a team that kind of got me into competitive online play and other things that weren't sports games was Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PlayStation 2.
Great. So basically in the first 2 or 3 minutes of his video, he just recounts his, epic days of going out and kicking ass with his gaming clan. So I'm just going to skip over that for you and we'll get to the real juicy part of the video.
But the main reason why I'm mentioning this is because I was always a stickler in practices because we were a domination team in Call of Duty. And the reason why we play domination, which is basically you have like ABC bases.
Okay, Crapgamer, let's go real heart to heart for a sec. I think anyone who's watching your channel probably knows what fucking domination is.
I'm a stickler for, when it comes to, content. Content is so important to video game consoles. And, at a time like this where basically, we're sort of in a situation where, yeah, there's like the pandemic issue and stuff like that. And, to me, I just think that it's kind of...
Today, Junior?
Okay, sorry, that was kind of a boomer reference, but, you get where I'm coming from, right?
Very much a weird issue that so many people are just okay with the lack of content on the Xbox side.
What lack of content? Is Game Pass not good enough for you? Yes, they're fairly old games, but any new games that Xbox go there day and day. You can play them on Xbox or PC. You're not limited to console like with PlayStation. And you're almost guaranteed to find a new game that you're going to enjoy on Game Pass, even if it's 10 to 15 years old. But I seem to be forgetting that these people cannot accept the fact that old games can be good too. You don't always need new content. Sorry, my bad.
But, again, this is going to be a very interesting topic because I find this to be a great bit of information and news from Sony, and again, a little bit of a lackluster situation from Microsoft.
Just because PlayStation gets an announcement doesn't mean that Xbox is doing terribly like your thumbnails would suggest.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Crapgamer with Crapgamerreviews.
Okay, I know it gets beaten into the ground by every person who makes a video about Crapgamer, but can you stop putting your intro 3 minutes into the video? Jesus Christ.
Rebuilding, restarting definitely takes some time.
Okay, so for people that don't know, Crapgamer goes through these weird phases where he'll one day be going on about how he's going to abandon the channel, and he's just doing it for that little bit more ad rev. And then the next day, he'll go on about how he's rebuilding the channel and reinvigorating it. Real, propaganda-y kind of stuff. And it's nothing new. His channel is still dying. He is losing subs on the daily. But he will continue to go on about this, and there is nothing we can do about it. So let's just carry on.
Anyway, the main thing that I kind of wanted to hit on here was we got a little bit of a mixed bag from news from content, okay? Naughty Dog, obviously.
Oh, boys, Naughty Dog, you better get your golf clubs out.
The Last of Us Day came and went, and they give an update on the Last of Us multiplayer project.
See, this is what I find really hilarious about PlayStation fanboys in general, and I'm not necessarily talking about Crapgamer here, but the fact that they constantly go on about their AAA story-based exclusives, and then say that multiplayer doesn't matter at all, and then shit on Halo Infinite and games like that have free multiplayers, and then when there's a multiplayer game that's coming exclusively to PlayStation, they're all of a sudden on board with it? It doesn't make any sense. But we are talking about Crapgamer and fanboys, so I'm not sure what I'm expecting.
And some other things as well. But Naughty Dog celebrated its annual Last of Us Day over the weekend, although those hoping for a proper look at its in-development Last of Us 2 multiplayer project were left a bit disappointed.
Dude, this is like the most hypocritical video this man's ever made. Like, you gotta think about it, right? Starts out by talking... Oh, shut the fuck up. Sorry, that was my friend telling me about subject selection. Oh, there it goes again. Anyway, this is the most hypocritical part of the whole video. Crapgamer is telling us that Xbox doesn't have any content, and he doesn't get why no one's upset about this, and then talks about how PlayStation has a lack of content, and they aren't showing anything, and is perfectly okay with it.
In short, we're working on it. We see the community comments as many of you clamor for multiplayer and want updates. For now...
And right there, the whole argument that multiplayer doesn't matter and it's all about quality single-player exclusives falls apart in front of your eyes. Jesus Christ.
We'll say that we love what the team is developing and we want to give them time to build out their ambitious project. We'll reveal more what it is when it's ready. To that end, we've been really busy growing our team inside the kennel since The Last of Us Part 2 launched and are currently in full swing of hiring for multiplayer related positions, hint hint. So if you or somebody you know qualifies for anything you see on our job page, apply.
You know for a fact this guy applied for it.
Obviously, The Last of Us Part 2 was originally set to include the factions multiplayer similar to the first game, but this was eventually given the chop.
Wait, but doesn't that mean that, according to your logic and a lot of PlayStation fanboys, and doesn't that mean that it was an unfinished game at release? I thought you didn't like that crap. I thought you weren't going to buy Halo Infinite because you didn't perceive it as finished enough. If we go and take a look at Crap's Twitter, which, by the way, link for my Twitter will be in the description below, and so we can see here that Crapgamer was railing on Halo Infinite for not being finished. Where's the same energy, my guy?
Keep that same energy. Instead, Naughty Dog started working on the multiplayer as a separate project, although nothing substantial has been revealed, and it wasn't even an official announcement, by the way, on on that. To be honest, it was someone who works at Naughty Dog had mentioned that they were doing some kind of multiplayer.
Just because they don't throw some big song and dance whenever they announce something doesn't mean it wasn't an announcement. It could very well have been planned in the interview and it just came off as a passing remark. It was said it was going to be in the game and then it wasn't. So that was, by your definition, and I'm not saying that that's the true definition, unfinished.
They never flat out said, hey, we're going to have multiplayer, it was just something, and then they later had to say...
Dude, he's so bored with what he's saying, you can hear him yawning. It is that boring what he's talking about. And he churns 3 or 4 of these videos out a day. I'll remind you, a day. I can't blame him for getting that bored. Could you imagine if all of my videos were about making fun of console fanboys? Oh, wait.
We're not going to do that because we're making our most ambitious game ever.
Okay, dude, look, I don't know about the inner workings of Naughty Dog or The Last of Us 2, but I'd hardly call that game, ambitious or big. It is a linear storytelling game that is, at least for the time being, solely single player. I don't see that as being super ambitious. I think, a massive open world game you could call ambitious, or like a simulator, but not fucking Last of Us 2.
My guess is if Sony does a PSX, which is like a PlayStation event that they used to do before the pandemic, then we'll probably see something from it at that point. But this isn't the only bit of content that we're getting.
It's not content. It's the antithesis of content, what we just talked about. It is the lack of content in a game. It is a developer saying that it's not ready, and we'll show it to you when it is ready. I just said content way too many times in a sentence.
In addition to the Death Stranding director's cut or whatever, Ghost of Tsushima, which has a very interesting multiplayer element as well, has 2 new maps coming, and one of them is available already.
Multiplayer maps? Really? And there's only 2. That's content. I mean, technically, yes, you're right. But 2 maps for a game that came out... Hang on.
A year and a half ago.
Actually, funnily enough, within the same week that Crap made that tweet about Halo Infinite being an unfinished game and how that was bad.
Developer Sucker Punch continues to give the multiplayer mode that no one knew they wanted in Ghost of...
You just perfectly encapsulated how I feel about every PlayStation and Xbox exclusive in one sentence. Other than Halo Infinite, of course, that does look pretty good.
Tsushima Legends some love, with 2 new survival maps on the way, one of them being available right now and the other not far off.
So they couldn't even release 2 maps on the same day, and you decided to get off your ass and make a video about it? How low is the bar for content on YouTube? Seriously, dude. Okay, so I know I just said that Crapgamer got off his ass to make that video, and I think I might have given him a bit too much credit.
Firstly, the map you can check out for yourself today is called the Twilight and Ashes map, and the one that is soon to release on October 1st is called Blood and Steel. The former takes you deep into Ilo's realm.
Dude, if you're going to make videos about 2 maps being added to an incredibly niche game, how about you read over the article before you turn the mic on?
And I'm going to link this so you guys can check it out. So, Ghost of Tsushima, if you didn't know, Legends really does feel like the multiplayer mode no one knew they actually wanted. It'll be forever commendable of Sucker Punch to release this whole other side to a single-player game that players already love.
Okay, so I'm sure that they've made a great game, and I'm sure Ghost of Tsushima is great, but developers shouldn't be commended and praised for adding a basic feature to a game.
That's gone to an even further expand players' love of the franchise. It's also just another win for unique multiplayer games, for a unique mode in a game, rather than usual FPS shooter and FPS fodder and all this kind of stuff.
Yep, you heard it here first. FPS bad. Okay, holy shit, I don't know how I didn't notice that just then, but he's playing an FPS right now.
For me personally, I really do think that it's...
Come on, at least pretend to be interested in what you're talking about.
One of the things that is most impressive about, Sony, they've been able to get out content, even in the middle of a pandemic.
What have they bought out? What big PlayStation exclusive came out this year? And I know the pandemic hasn't just been happening this year, but I think it's affected the world most this year. Not much has come out on any side of the console, space, or even like PC. It's been sparse as far as big releases go. A couple of maps doesn't really count as content when you're talking about the second biggest console manufacturer in the world. And I say second because if you look at the fiscal reports from both of the companies, Microsoft is clearly curb stomping PlayStation in that respect.
They've been able to get out content, and it might not, you might go, oh, well, it's only this or this. It doesn't matter.
What the fuck do you mean by that? I mean, you was talking about how Xbox doesn't have any content and it's not good that people don't care about that. And then you excuse Sony when they provide piss poor content? What the fuck?
I mean, getting out, like, Ghost of Tsushima wasn't an old game. They released a piece of content that's almost 20 hours in length.
That came out almost a year ago, and I assure you that the bulk of that game was developed when the pandemic was not an issue. I'm not shitting on it, it's just that this guy's taking it so seriously and praising a developer for adding a couple maps to a game that's already over a year old.
Brand new, looks amazing. Death Stranding also gets some amazing content, looks great. They've been releasing games, small, medium, large, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits.
He's yawning again! Who gives a fuck anymore?
Returnal, Ratchet & Clank. Next year looks to be a huge year with God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, Forspoken. Those are just the games that we know about. So getting this content out really is making Xbox look bad.
I kind of agree with you if it wasn't for Game Pass. I mean, having all of that content just ready to go for, $10 a month?
But anyway, with that being said, I would appreciate you guys to like the video if you enjoyed it.
Oh, thank God. I don't know what supernatural force ended that video for me, but I'm so glad it's over. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. This was a nice quick one to pump out. I had a lot of fun making it. This is kind of the content you can expect from me for a while. I think I might start dipping my toes into movie reviews. I got one kind of in the conceptual phase at the moment, but you'll hear about that more soon. Thanks so much for sticking through the end if you did. That's just crazy. Have an awesome one. See you later, guys.
Okay, but I know, the silence speaks so loud.